Did I butcher it, or is that pretty much how you
No,
feel?
I mean, yeah, it's you generalized it well. I'd say I haven't read it in years, but the crux of it is the military was looking for a way to because they were planning for warfare in some war or whatever that was conventional, right? You only know what you know, and so you're like, okay, if you're the British Army, you walk in a line and you shoot your guns and whatever, and then they come to these crazy Americans who are like, no, 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 we're not going to stand in a line where you can shoot us. We're gonna stand somewhere else and we're going to spread out and we're going to shoot you people in a line, right? And so, and then that continues to happen. The same thing happened in Vietnam, and so the our military started to try to figure out, okay, how can we prepare for things that we have no clue about? And the way they did it was they created what was these called these red teams, and the red teams are people who are specifically tasked with finding a hole in your plan, because the quote is like, you know the best made plans don't survive first contact with the enemy, right? So their whole task was to be the enemy and figure out, like, okay, how can I break this apart, which meant that the people who made the plans had to be willing to hear that their plans may not work, and that's what the red team was. And I thought right away that it's an amazing idea, right? Like, just have some people on staff that their goal, they're making you better by poking holes in your ideas, and that makes your ideas stronger. Versus, like you said, a think tank where people tend to say what they think the head person wants to hear, and so because they want to progress through whatever, they want to become the next level of coach, or progress through the organization by appeasing. So this would be like, no, 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 no. You're going to progress not by appeasing. You're going to progress by letting the best ideas rise to the top and being a part of that. And so I personally try very hard to both be that person who's willing to say the thing that people don't want to hear, even sometimes it may not be it may not be the best thing for my career, but I try hard to do that in a way that is respectful. And I also try hard to take a breath and listen when someone pokes holes in my ideas. And honestly, I mean, just egos are egos. I have a harder time with that. I'm really good at poking holes in other people's ideas, but when people start poking holes in my ideas, I have to take a breath and step back and be like, okay, there are other ways to do things. Let's see if this is another way to skin the cat. And most of the time, it might take me a night. It may take me a night of sleeping and waking up the next day, but I try real hard to be good about that.
Well, you just brought up like trying to surround yourself with a group of people that can do that. And I think that is a whole nother topic, right? And you could almost spin that off into what feedback are you seeking? Are you seeking objective feedback or subjective feedback, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
that's one scenario. And then like if you're getting feedback, you kind of have to vet and understand the source, right? Like if my 6-year-old daughter came up to me and was like, "Dad, you're being mean. You didn't give me candy tonight." Like I got to kind of understand where that's coming from, and I got to vet the source. Like that feedback might not be pertinent into how I can become a better dad. Um, Obviously that's a silly metaphor, but it's applicable.